Hello friends, welcome to this discussion on current affairs, economy and of course banking. In this session, as is the case with almost all of our sessions, there will be one topic of focus, there will be a lot of notes on that, and there will be other issues to discuss, for discussion as well. So let's get on with the business, and I think I have told you that in this session I will discuss credit rating. So I was just writing some keywords of credit rating. This is not the entire notes that I'm going to give, it's just keywords. 3 words, I have written 3 short sentences. I'm going to give you a lot of stuff. So please write, and the notes will be self-explanatory, and the note relates to the first question. Okay? And of course other questions also would require notes, but this is the most important topic in this session. So here's the question. The RBI has granted certificate of registration to which of the following organizations to carry on the business of credit information. Now sometimes I would read the questions, most often I will not. Okay? So in this case this is the first question, so we should. So what has, which particular organization has been given the certificate to carry on the business of credit information? All of them, because here you have choices like Experian, you have Equifax, you have CRIF, and TransUnion. TransUnion is now CIBIL is part of an organization called TransUnion. Whenever you look up your credit scores on websites like Paisa Bazaar, Cred, and all that, you will find all this stuff, ET Money and all. So different credit information agencies, credit rating agencies give different kinds of numbers. Okay, in one particular website, let's say at Experian, you will find your score to be 852. And that's on CIBIL you would find this to be about 820. CRIF, you may find this to be 840. So different parameters are used by different organizations, and hence that's why different ratings come about because of different parameters. So what is credit rating? What is credit rating given by these organizations? So I'm going to give you a lot of notes, and I would want this note to be written, this particular note to be written by all of you. And I'll go very slow, as is the case with all of our sessions. Please make sure that you write every line, okay, every word that is shared here, because the notes will be self-explanatory. नोट्स लिखने के बाद, सेशन होने के बाद अगर आप रिवाइज करेंगे, आपको ऐसा महसूस होगा कि आप खुद को समझा रहे कि भाई ये है, इतना आसान है समझना क्रेडिट रेटिंग क्या होती है. ओके, so we'll look at credit rating given to companies, countries, what parameters are used, all that stuff. Okay, so and this is big conversational tone. मैं ऐसे बात करूँगा जैसे मैं आपसे अभी बात कर रहा हूँ. Okay, conversational होगा. So please write. First point, what is credit rating? What is credit rating? What is credit rating? So I think I'll just put the paper here. Okay, I'll put the paper here, that's easy for me. What is credit rating? Write this. We'll build a background to this. Okay, right. Any form of debt, 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 B is silent. Any form of debt that is money borrowed, debt is money borrowed, उधार. Okay, आप लिखना चाहेंगे तो उधार लिख सकते हैं. Any form of debt has to be repaid. Full stop. So before you lend, you would like to perform. So when you say you lend money. We are discussing only money. We are not talking about lending this pen, lending your bike. No. We are talking about only paisa. Okay? So before you lend, you would like to run a background check on the borrower's capacity, on the borrowers, BORROWER on the borrower's capacity to repay, on the borrower's capacity to repay. In brackets, ability and willingness to repay, दोनों होती है. So borrower's repayment capacity includes two things. One is the ability to repay, second is willingness to pay. Okay, next. In other words, comma, the background check is required or used, simple word, is used to test the creditworthiness, creditworthiness, WORTHINESS, creditworthiness. To test the creditworthiness of the borrower. जो उधार लेते हैं उनकी क्रेडिटवर्दीनेस, भाई क्षमता है पैसे भरने की, वापस पैसा चुकाने की, उधार चुकाने की क्षमता है कि नहीं. ओके, नेक्स्ट. बेस्ड ऑन द रिजल्ट of the background check, comma, a credit rating is used to assess the creditworthiness of the borrower. So borrower को एक rating है यहाँ. Is the guy trustworthy or not? All that stuff basically. Next, this kind of credit rating is assigned, is given by a credit rating agency. Full stop. Next, leave one line space, right? Names of some credit rating agencies. Names of some credit rating agencies. I'll give you some names. You don't have to put them 1, 2, 3. Just write in one line. Standard and Poor's. Standard. STANDARD. Standard and Poor's. 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 Standard and Poor's, comma, Moody's. MOODY apostrophe S. Moody's, comma, Fitch. FITCH. Fitch, comma, TransUnion Civil. इंडिया में काफ़ी है, इंडिया में TransUnion Civil. Brickwork. This is owned by Canara Bank. Brickwork. 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 I hope I remember the name correctly. I think it is Brickwork. Okay, comma. यहाँ पे जो choice 1 में लिखा है and Experian. काफ़ी है. Just a few examples will help. Next, on what basis is credit rating on what basis is credit rating assigned? ASSIGNED, assigned. Okay, question next. A credit rating is assigned to issuer ISSUERS, issuers of debt, DEBT, debt. Issuer of debt, in brackets, such as companies and governments, countries and such as, what is it, companies and countries, full stop. To arrive at a credit rating, comma, the agencies evaluate, I'm talking of all agencies, evaluate not only current and historical performances, मैं आपको पूरा एक्सप्लेन करूंगा, पहले लिखिए प्लीज, राइट, आई विल एक्सप्लेन दिस एंटायर थिंग. ओके, not only current and historical performances but also assess assess the impact of foreseeable means for future use, foreseeable, FORESEEABLE, foreseeable future events, आने वाला, okay, foreseeable future events on the borrower's capacity to repay the debt, DEBT. So companies, not only check, basically not only look at the current and historical performances, but also evaluate the potential impact of future events, basically. Like, in brackets, just leave on the side, one current parameter is coronavirus pandemic or COVID-19. सो इसका आगे जाकर क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा, आज पे क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा, कल क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा, काफी इम्पैक्ट होगा इसका. या सो नेक्स्ट, लीव ऑन नाइस स्पेस. While assigning, next page, next paragraph. While assigning ASSIGNING, while assigning a credit rating to a country like India, in fact any country for that matter, comma, the focus is on political stability, monetary stability, very important, monetary, monetary, monetary stability, comma, impact of global events, impact of global events on the countries, political and economic stability, countries political and economic stability, and last one, debt burden, debt, DEBT, debt burden, उधार कितना है अभी, okay, debt burden. Debt burden is very important parameter, my friends. We'll discuss this also. Maybe in one of the sessions I'll bring in the breakup of India's total debt. Okay, I'll bring in all that stuff. I'll bring graphs and all that stuff. So next, एक second. I'm writing. If I have time, I'll tell you about this person I wanted to tell you yesterday. Next, when it comes to next paragraph, when it comes to rating a company, comma, the factors taken into consideration are dash companies past and current performance, comma, इंडस्ट्री प्रोफाइल, पूरे इंडस्ट्री को भी देखते हैं कौन सी इंडस्ट्री में है, इंडस्ट्री प्रोफाइल, कॉमा, कंपनीज पोजीशन, POSITION, position in the industry, and how does it compare with its competitors, comma, next, और क्या है, revenue model and cash flow, it's one idea, revenue model and cash flow, comma, projected earnings, what will be the income, what will be the revenue of the company, projected earnings, comma, overall debt load, overall debt burden, DEBT, debt burden, comma, corporate governance, oh this is very important, corporate governance, GOVERNANCE, corporate governance, and accounting practices. Oh, all these are used. It's just not that how much money the company is making. See, for example, recently we had this Infosys issue. So there were fears that the company might be downgraded because of some scandal, some shoddy, bad accounting practices. Because the whistleblowers have raised the issue that, the guys at the top, CEO and all these guys, the board members were manipulating books of accounts. So accounting practices are bad. There were issues of poor corporate governance. So these are major things. Next. I think we looked at both the country and the company. Okay. Individual का यही होता है कि भाई what has been the history? The same thing as you look at the overall debt burden, you look at your current income levels. Okay, the same things basically. You want to write about individuals? Yeah, you could write this. When it comes to individuals, comma, a credit rating is assigned on basis of a credit rating is assigned after looking at the past and current income, repayment history, past and current loans. How much loan is a person receiving? If my income is 1,000 rupees and I have a loan of 1,500 rupees, then it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. Next dash. Credit card usage, comma, among others. So they look at what's been the recent, what has been the repayment history. Has any check bounced? Yeah, have I made all the payments on time? Is it that the credit card today is due? I have not paid the entire amount. The total amount due on the credit card is 50,000 rupees, but I have made only minimum payment of 7,000 rupees. Is this the right thing? Is this person trustworthy? All these things are looked at. So on the basis of these things, credit rating is assigned to individuals. So you see this television ads that anything above 750 is considered yo. Not really, my friends. Anything above 825 is good, very good. So someone who borrows a lot of money means that person is not managing finances well. If the person has used credit cards beyond 50% of the limit, it also means that the person is not managing finances well. Okay, and agar I inquire, चलिए मैं फ़ोन करता हूँ बैंक को, 3-4 बार मैंने फ़ोन कर लिया, पूछ लिया फ़ोन करके what are the loan things, what I inquire about loans, what are the interest rates. So once, twice are okay, but generally they make a note of who is inquired. So all these things also, because see, why would you want a loan? You would want a loan when you need money. When do you need money? When you do not have money. Yeah, when you don't have money, what does it mean? That you have an income but you don't have money. It means that your expenses are on the higher side, which means that you are poor. You are a poor financial manager. So all these things go, my friends. All these things go into rating individuals, companies, countries, and all that. So अभी मैं थोड़ी देर में आपको और बताऊंगा इसके बारे में. Leave one nice space, right? This question, I had prepared the one wonderful question. If a country or a company, you write this. If a country or a company has AAA, capital letters, AAA rating, in brackets, highest rating. If a country or company has AAA rating, comma, what does it mean? What does it mean? Does it mean the person will not default? The company won't default? Does it mean the country, if I had borrowed money, it won't default? No, it doesn't mean that. Write this. Look at the answer. The answer. The AAA rating, it's called AAA. The AAA rating is the highest rating on credit rating scale, on credit rating scale. Full stop. It is usually given. I read this on the website of S&P, Standard & Poor's. Okay, this particular statement that I am going to share. It is usually given when there is extremely strong capacity to meet financial commitments, and is the least likely, and the borrower is least likely to default, default on their THIR, their debt payment, full stop. So I have this wonderful thing basically, right? This graph, yeah, amazing graph, no? Yes, I took it from Wikipedia. It's there on actually Standard & Poor's website also. So you look at this now, this dark green here, AAA, this is the best rating. Look at Canada, Australia, no country in Asia. Yeah, you have something, no, you don't have this. You have Australia, Canada, Germany, Belgium, Switzerland, you have Luxembourg, you have Norway and Sweden. These countries have, AAA rating, the best rating. See, when the rating is top class, it means that the rate of interest at which they borrow is on the low side, They can borrow at the most minimal rate of interest, what we call prime interest. Prime lending rate is applicable to them. Okay. It does not mean, see, when you lend to these countries, it does not mean that they won't default. No. It only means that the chance of a default is minimal. There is a risk, but the risk is minimal. Okay. Now look at America, AA. It's changed. It has changed, my friends. See, Moody's gives AA, but Fitch gives AAA. Standard & Poor's gives, Moody's gives AAA, Fitch gives AAA, Standard & Poor's gives AA to America. AA plus actually, this is AA plus on the other side, but you can say AA in this case. What about India? See, these countries have not been rated. They don't count. You see this, all these chitput economies, they don't count. Look at Middle Eastern countries, they don't count. But Yemen, oh, it's Yemen, there's Somalia, Kenya, Tanzania, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, all these countries don't count. Nepal, you see this, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, they don't even count. North Korea, this is North Korea. Now look at India. What is India's rating? What is this color? The color is BB. What is it? BB. No, it's not BB. It is BBB, triple B. It is triple B. So I would suggest you write this. Yeah. A bond is considered. I'll explain to you what is a bond, but you write this. A bond is considered investment grade if its credit rating is triple B minus BBB caps में पास में छोटा -9 triple B minus or higher. So India का है, we are investment grade. So countries look at all these things. एक अमेरिकन म्यूचुअल फंड है, वो इंडिया में इन्वेस्ट करना चाहता है. So there are clear-cut guidelines in mutual funds that you cannot invest in rating, countries or markets which are rated below this. So India is investment grade. That's why a lot of foreign investors invest in the Indian stock market. That's why India finds it very easy to raise paisa abroad. Okay. Now you write one more thing. Next sentence. Bonds rated double B plus or below are considered 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 to be speculative grade, GRAD, speculative grade, in brackets, also called junk grade, JUNK, junk grade or junk bonds. India is triple B minus, my friends. India is triple B minus as of today. So, but can you trust this? See, you should not take them blindly. But you should understand, they help us make an informed decision, an educated decision. That's it. Nothing more than that. You should not take this as a final word, because this is all ordinary bhasha mein nonsense. 2008 mein there were companies that were given AAA rating in America, AAA. They collapsed overnight. आज मार्केट AAA रेटिंग है, उसमें मार्केट में AAA रेटिंग है. बैंक बेयर स्टेल्स, लेमन ब्रदर्स had AAA rating. Next day they had collapsed. खेल खत्म, बर्बाद हो गए, दिवाला निकाल दिया. They went bankrupt. So all these things, they don't really, they generally don't make sense. You want to watch a good film on this? I would suggest one film. If you are a reader, if you are किताब पढ़ेंगे भाई, हम तो फिल्में नहीं देखेंगे, ओके, हम तो मैं दोनों करता हूँ. इसलिए तो आप एक काम कीजिए, एक किताब है द बिग शॉट, बिग BIG, बिग शॉट SHORT, द बिग शॉट by Michael Lewis, LEWIS, Michael Lewis. इसी नाम पे एक फिल्म है द बिग शॉट. इट्स कॉल्ड द बिग शॉट. इफ यू वॉच दिस फिल्म, it would tell you how credit rating companies looted the world, how they cheated the world. This is about the collapse of some investment banks. You would find actors like Brad Pitt, Christian Bale, Brad Pitt, Ryan Gosling, Steve Carell, terrific, all top class guys. और इस फिल्म में आपको मिलेगा कि कोई नोबेल लॉरेट है और a celebrity like Selena Gomez would come on screen and she is talking, she is involved in some scene, then everything freezes. Scene freezes, and then she'll explain to you what is this paper. Let's say they are talking of a very complex economic term, then they will explain what is this complex economic term. ऐसा आपको explain करेंगे. काफ़ी दिलचस्प फिल्म है, काफ़ी दिलचस्प फिल्म है. आपको काफ़ी you would thoroughly enjoy the film. You will thoroughly enjoy the film, and at no point will you feel that, oh yeah, I didn't understand this. No, you will never feel that. I love to talk like this, conversational tone. Watch this, it's terrific film. I'll tell you why these things don't make sense. You see this, America has AAA, yes. China देखिए, China का it's a A rating. Now countries like China have a lot of debt, बहुत उधारी है इनकी. Total debt of China is about, it's about $4 trillion. Just a little under $4 trillion. If you look at America, $24.5 trillion. India, $24,500 billion. कितना? $24,500 billion है. $24,500 billion. If you look at India's total debt, India's total external debt is $534 billion. How much? 534, which is peanuts compared to what America's debt is. It is 5% of America's debt. Sorry, 10% of America's debt. Sorry, 5% of America's debt. That's it. Nothing more than that. I mean, we are playing it quite safe, and we are doing very well. We are doing very, very well. So if you look at America's total debt, take a round figure of $25,000 billion. Ours is 534. It is 2%. Sorry, not even 5%. Little over 2%. You look at Japan. Japan's debt is very, very high. You look at Britain. Britain's debt है $18.5 trillion. That is $8,500 billion. काफी उधारी है इन सब देशों की. So some other day I will tell you, why are these countries so rich then? You say that, the teacher says that they have run so much debt, they have so much udari, but then their people are so rich. The governments are splurging. The Japanese government is funding the rail network in India, the bullet train network in India. How? Some other day I will discuss this. Okay? But one more thing. Here, आप देखिए. See Pakistan and all that. Look at the Pakistan B class. B is junk. What is it? B is junk, isn't it? हमने अभी देखा. B is junk. Anything below BB plus is junk. ये सब junk है. यहाँ पैसा लगाओ, almost equal to डूब जाएगा. You will lose your money if you invest here. There is a greater chance of losing money. Not you will lose money, but a greater chance of losing money in these markets. Okay. Now I'll show you something more. Look, why you shouldn't trust this. This is, look at this. I want to show you, look at this Greece. Greece देखिए आप. First year of reading 1988. Okay. 1990 triple B minus. Triple B minus. Look at this now. A minus. A. 2005 it was a member of the Euro. It was a member of the Euro. 3 years before the Greek financial crisis happened. It was rated A. I am in damn top class A. Okay. आज जो चाइना की रेटिंग है देखिए अभी. Yeah. Look at this now. A अभी क्या है? CC. Junk. It is junk. It's all bullshit. See, in 2005 it is A. Here it is BB plus. Sometimes I may use a little harsh words, but I just told you. Look at this. They had not checked S&P, Moody's and all. They did not check the books of Greek government. The European Union also did not check the books of Greek government. On the basis of this, Greek government ने किताबें दिखाई, भैया देखिए हमारे पास बहुत पैसा भी, our tax revenues are very, very high. So look, all this terrific. So on the basis of what they were getting from their own people, they began taking loans from a lot of banks in France, in Italy, in Spain and Germany. सबके पास पैसा लिया, सभी यूरो, ये भी यूरो में मेंबर है. Now in 2008, matters came to such a pass that they did not have any paisa. In fact, they had no paisa. The Greek government had no paisa. They were splurging money. बस पैसा लिया, खर्च कर रहे हैं. पैसा उधार लिया, खर्च कर रहे हैं. किसके ऊपर खर्च कर रहे हैं? They were building a $300 million rail network. This in a country full of hills and islands. And who would use this rail network? When will they get back this money? No, not now. Retirement age is 55. People will retire obscene pensions. So paisa was splurged. Government, money came in, splurged. The time for repayment came, no paisa. So they defaulted. So on the basis of this A rating, you see this A minus and A, they got loans at very low rates of interest. People lent money. People bought, Greek government ने bonds issue किए. भैया देखिए bond, आप पैसा दीजिए, This is, bond, fixed deposit itself. You give me 1000 rupees, 1000 euros, you take this bond, in future I will repay you, let's say after 5 years. This is the interest rate. You took this, okay? You took this and they took your 1000 euros. What happened after 5 years? They said, we don't have paisa, no paisa. So what would you do? Your money is worth zero, chinch, nothing. The paper is useless. Khel khatam. How much is the debt of Greece today? Do you know how much is the debt? The total debt of Greece is about, as of today, $428 billion. Which is about 160% of their GDP. 160% of their GDP. Apna udhar kitna hai? 534. 534, you take $3,000 billion. Okay? That is about 20%, less than 20%. So we are comfortable. Hindustan, Bharat is very comfortable. We don't have a problem with our debt. They have a problem, massive problem. So don't go by these ratings. Okay, yeah. But individual rating, please keep it well. Keep it well and safe. So I just, I told you what is credit rating. All that you should know about credit rating, कैसे assign करते हैं, क्या parameters लेते हैं, what parameters are used. And now I have told you why you shouldn't seriously consider these things. I mean, these are absolutely not really, not greatly important. Not greatly important. Okay. So, okay, that's about it. There is a lot I would have wanted to discuss, but I think we spent quite a lot of time, 40-45 minutes on this. But it's a very important idea. The other questions won't take time. I went through this entire discussion. I'm going to take another 45 minutes of your time. So, Dash is an organization that processes insurance claims or certain aspects of employee benefit plans for a separate entity. Third party administered, TPA. Direct bank nahi hoti. See, if I am an employer, basically I am an employee of Time Private Limited. Okay, so my company would have an insurance contract with some other company. So all these normally, are processed by TPS. The insurance claims are processed by, TPS, because it makes the job of the insurance company easy. So, Asian Clearing House is headquartered in Iran. So you could write just 2 points about this. It's useless body. I went through this. I went to their website. I mean, just nuts. Just write this. Okay. Asian Clearing Union. Underline that. First point. Established 1974. Next. Head office. Tehran. Tehran. Tehran, Iran की राजधानी है Tehran. Next, who is the chairman? Right, chairman Dash Chiranjeevi, Nepal. The guy's name is Chiranjeevi, CHIRAMJABI. Chiranjeevi, Nepal, 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 in brackets from Nepal. Last point. System for clearing payments of 9 member states. All 9 member states and Iran से Myanmar के बीच में है. Okay, you look at this. Iran, Pakistan. You just want to write this. 9 members. You write this. 9 members. Dash. Iran. What is it? Pakistan. Iran, Pakistan. India. Nepal. Bhutan, Bangladesh, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, and Maldives. I think yeah, it's Maldives is also there. Maldives, or is it Afghanistan? I'm not very sure, but I think yeah, it's Maldives. Next, Tripoli is the capital of. Oh, we'll just discuss capitals today because a lot of complications come, and these are countries that they may not ask you in the exams. Okay, Tripoli is the capital of Libya. Okay, Tunisia की राजधानी, ये सभी अफ्रीका में except Yemen, everything is in Africa. Tunisia, the capital is Tunis, 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 Tunis. It's the northernmost country in African continent. Tunis. Next, Morocco, capital is Rabat, R-A-B-A-T, R-A-B-A-T, Rabat, R-A-B-A-T. Yemen, it's below Saudi Arabia in the Arabian Peninsula. Yemen, Rajdhani is Sanaa, S-A-N-A-A, S-A-N-A-A, Sanaa. And you know why it's a capital? It has been occupied by rebels. Anyway, that's a capital, Sanaa. Egypt, Cairo, C-A-I-R, Cairo. Okay. Choose the correct order of contributions of central, state governments and sponsored bank in a regional rural bank capital share. A regional rural bank capital share, how much is contributed by central government? 50%. State governments contribute 15%. And sponsored bank, it could be, let's say, a particular regional rural bank could be sponsored by UCO Bank, or it could be by Andhra Bank, or it could be by PNB. So that sponsored bank would be contributing 35%. So choice 3. 15, 15, 35% of the capital. Okay. In the sovereign gold bond scheme, the minimum investment in the bond shall be 1 gram. The maximum buying limit of dash kg per person in fiscal year, 4 kg. 4 kg. 4 kg per individual. What is the maximum? So minimum is 1 gram for all kinds of investors. Maximum is, you could write maximum. You could write maximum. And my website, my information comes from the RBI website. RBI website and NSE website, National Stock Exchange website. Actually, मैंने RBI website पर इस scheme के बारे में पढ़ा है. Okay? So right. Sovereign gold bond scheme, underline that. First point, minimum investment 1 gram. Minimum investment 1 gram. Maximum investment in one financial year. In one financial year, dash. One financial year, dash. 4 kg for individual 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 and Hindu undivided family. 4 kg for individual and 4 kg for Hindu undivided family. Hindu undivided family, HUF that is, and 20 kgs for trust, 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 and other such entities. Okay. Unwanted imports into the country can be controlled by increasing production at home. Yes, certainly. Imposing anti-dumping duty. ये क्या होता है मैं आपको बताता हूँ. Improving production standards in the country. Yes. Enhancing quantitative regulations of products. Yes, all of them. So what is anti-dumping? You write this in your books. You write dumping क्या होता है? Once you write the definition, it will become easy for you to understand what is it. When goods are when goods are exported and goods are exported by a country, when goods are exported by a country to another country, when goods are exported by a country to another country at a price below its normal price, below its normal price, below its normal price, comma, it is called dumping. It is called dumping. Full stop. This is, or next point break कर दीजिए. This is an unfair, UNFAIR, unfair trade practice. Unfair trade practice. Unfair to who? Domestic. Yeah. Full stop. Anti-dumping duty. Anti-dumping duty is imposed on suspected imports to protect domestic industry. Full stop. It is permitted by the WTO. It is permitted by the WTO. See, now you have understood this, that it is not that we stop imports. नहीं. चाइना से आती है, चलो ये पेन आती है, ओके, चाइना से पेन आती है. चाइना में इसका दाम है 10 रुपये, हिंदुस्तान में ये 8 रुपये में बेच रहे हैं. तो what they are doing is they are dumping the product into India. Got it? To gain market share, to disrupt local things. It could be that this particular company is being sponsored, is being subsidized by the government there, or for whatever reason. Okay, they are mass produced there. There isn't a market for this particular pen in that country. So what they might do is they might dump it here. Okay. Now इससे अगर 8 रुपए की पेन होती है और ये दूसरी पेन है यहाँ पे, ये भी ये 10 रुपए की आप पहले खरीदते थे. You were buying this particular pen which is what you were buying it for 10 rupees. Now it says 8 rupees. You say, भैया, why should I pay this 10 rupees? Why? I can get similar quality, for 8 rupees. So what would you do? You will buy this. What about this domestic producer? He will lose market. So this is unfair. This is being unfair to domestic producers. So the government, can impose an anti-dumping duty on this. इस पेन के ऊपर anti-dumping duty impose करते हैं. इससे, let's say, it will become expensive. Duty होती है, tax होता है, tax will make it expensive, so it will come to this. Remember, we are not stopping the import. The government is not stopping the imports of this pen. It is, tax is imposed to protect domestic industry. Nothing more than that. Okay. See, this is more of a remedial action. It's a remedial action. Nothing beyond that. Basically, it's not like we're stopping this. And the WTO allows this. We need to protect our industry. China, हर जगह पे Chinese companies are there everywhere. Yeah. So because I teach this, I teach the Chinese economy and all that. I tell you, they are there everywhere, my friends. They are there everywhere, and they are eating into the fabric, the small, small industries in India. Especially, पहले आप देखते थे दिए भी, अब तो चाइना से आते हैं. पहले हम मेले में अगर जाते थे, एग्जीबिशन जाते थे, तो we would buy, blowing bubbles thing for 2 rupees, for 1 rupee, 2 rupees thing. Now we get little kids buy this from grocery stores for 10 rupees. That's made in China. That's so sad. So this basically is, the Chinese are doing all these things. In any case, it's not that we should not have a relationship with China. No, it's very important. It's very important, and I'll tell you why it's important. Not now, sometime later. Okay. So economy is something that you can discuss, and with economy and banking, everything is connected. So when you discuss economy, you have to discuss politics. Economics and politics go hand in hand. And when you discuss economy, imports, exports, you have to discuss, other countries, their politics and everything. So सब कुछ एक साथ बात करनी पड़ती है. इसलिए कभी ये डिस्कशन एंड ही नहीं होता है. लेकिन एंड तो करना पड़ेगा. Which state's barrier? Hey, this is the repeat question. Which state's barrier-free tourism project has received global recognition of the UN World Tourism Organization's Accessible Destination Award? Kerala. We will not discuss this. We discussed this in the past. Here I have a question. Which state topped in vegetable production in 2018-19? West Bengal. I'll give you a list of top vegetable producers. Please write this. Right. Top 3 vegetable producers in India. Top 3 vegetable producers in India. Okay, I'm giving you the data for 2018-19. Fair? Right. 1. Rank 1, West Bengal. Just write how much they produce. It will give you some idea. West Bengal, 29.5 million tons. 29.5 million tons. T-O-N-N-E-S. Tons. 29.5 million tons. Rank 2, Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh 27.7. 27.7. Rank 3 Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh 17.7. 17.7. ये है टॉप 3. ठीक है, लीव वन स्पेस. राइट. Top fruit producers. Top fruit producers. Top fruit producers. Underline that. Right. 1. Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh. 17.6 million tons. 17.6. Next. Second one, it was followed by Maharashtra, 10.8. 10.8. Next, third rank, Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, 10.6. So AP 17.6. Rank 1, rank 2 Maharashtra 10.8, rank 3 Uttar Pradesh 10.6. See, fruits and all these things come here. These are India's top 3 states in both fruits and separated in fruits and vegetables basically. चलिए, अच्छा डेटा लिखा हमने यहाँ पे. Which bank has recently launched a wealth management arm named Pioneer for its high net worth customers? IndusInd Bank. And who is the CEO of this bank? Right, IndusInd Bank dash Hinduja Group or dash CEO. पहले CEO लिखे. CEO Sumant S-U-M-A-N-T Sumant Katpalia K-A-T-H-P-A-L-I-A K-A-T-H-P-A-L-I-A Katpalia. Okay, underline IndusInd Bank, put a down arrow. Right, owned by Hinduja Group. Hinduja H-I-N-D-U-J-A Hinduja Group, in brackets, owner of also owns Ashok Leyland and Gulf Oil. Oh, they own a lot of companies, but this is okay. इन सब बैंक्स के सीईओस के बारे में हम जानते हैं. एक्सिस बैंक अमिताभ चौधरी. ICICI बैंक संदीप बख्शी. कोटक महिंद्रा उदय कोटक. HDFC बैंक आदित्य पुरी. चलिए आगे चलते हैं. In collaboration with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, India's first super fab lab was inaugurated. See, I tried to read as much whatever I could read on the fab lab, but all it says is it can produce anything. Now, what does it mean? Honestly, I didn't get this. If you find more, like it says that they can produce any machine which will produce other things. It can produce all the machines that produce other things. It can produce this, it can produce that, but what is this and that? Nowhere it was mentioned. Honestly, all they talked about was that this was the brainchild of a particular Dr. Niels Grenfeld, and that it was being inaugurated in Kochi, Kerala, Kochi, Kochi. And a mini super fab lab was being inaugurated in another Kerala town, Palakkad. Palakkad, K-K-A-D. I repeat, two fab labs. Main one, Kochi, 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 and mini fab lab at Palakkad, 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 Palakkad. Next, who has recently been appointed the UN Resident Coordinator in Thailand by the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres. Geeta Savarwal. I will not discuss all these things. This is not very important. But what is important is Thailand. Thailand के बारे में आपको कुछ पूछते हैं तो आप ये बताइए. Right, Thailand. Thailand is this country, east of India. You have India, Myanmar, and then Thailand. Right, Thailand, underline that, or just dash. Bangkok, B-A-N-G-K-O-K, B-A-N-G-K-O-K, Bangkok, dash. The king's name is Maha, M-A-H-A, Maha, one word, Maha. The next word I'm going to give you is one word, okay? Vajira Longkong. Spell करता हूँ VAJIRALONGKORN. Repeat करता हूँ Maha Vajira Longkong. VAJIRALONGKORN. In brackets Rama. इनका ऑफिशियल नेम है रामा, रोमन न्यूमेरल 10x. These guys believe they are the descendants of the Raghuvamsi. They are related to the Raghuvamsa dynasty of Ayodhya. In fact, before Bangkok was created, as a capital, the original capital of the Chakri dynasty, इनकी जो dynasty है ruling house, इसका नाम है Chakri, CHAKRI, Chakri dynasty. So this Chakri dynasty guys ruled from a place called Ayodhya. What's the place? Ayodhya. Ayodhya is north of Bangkok. वहाँ से रूल करते हैं. Ayodhya is a corruption of the word Ayodhya. Yes. So these guys believe they are related to the Raghuvamsa dynasty of Ayodhya. So anyway, this guy is a very colorful chap. Someday I'll tell you a story. I'm greatly interested in stories. Without stories, you can't really know all these things. And what's the currency of Thailand? Baht, B-A-H-T. B-A-H-T, Baht. Chandoli district has topped the list of aspirational districts ranked by the Niti Aayog in December 2019. Chandoli is in Uttar Pradesh. So what are used to measure the aspirational levels? How are these? Please write this. Overall, 49, you write somebody, aspirational district. Aspirational district. Okay? Right. Overall, 49 parameters are used to measure progress of aspirational districts. Next, some major indicators, you could write. Some major indicators are dash education, come on, water resources, come on, agriculture, come on, health and nutrition, and skill development. There are many more, like 49 we mentioned, a few are here. And skill development. Next, major objective is to improve people's quality of life. People's quality of life. Okay. A lot of things. They talk of convergence, they talk of collaboration, they talk of competition. Convergence of what? Central and state government schemes. Okay. Collaboration between whom? State government and central government officials, especially district collectors. And competition among who? Among people, so that among districts, so that the people push their district forward. See. So this is how they intend to bring all districts, above the current levels basically. Things are likely to improve, things will get better. Who is the Chief Minister of Rajasthan? Yeah? Ashok Gehlot. Who is the first ever hockey player to win the World Games Athlete of the Year 2019 award? We discussed this question. This is a repeat question. Rani Rampal. The rest of these guys are all hockey players. Male and female hockey players. But importantly, Rani Rampal, you know what? At the age of 15, she played for India in the national hockey team. Can you believe that? Age of 15. That is when today's kids basically pick up a mobile phone to engage in Snapchat and all that. This kid was using, a hockey stick to bring, laurels to the country. And last year she scored a particular goal that helped India qualify for the World and Olympic finals. So this lady, this great Indian hockey player, Rani Rampal, she's ranked among the best in the world. No wonder you see this World Games Athlete of the Year award came to her. So, with a coverage of nearly 70 kilometers, which is the second largest operational metro network in India after Delhi, it is Hyderabad. I am from Hyderabad, so it's Hyderabad. It's a terrific system we have in Hyderabad. Okay, I'll give you some data. You could write this. India's largest metro network. Delhi. 348 kilometers. 348 kilometers. Next. Subheading. वर्ल्ड दुनिया में सबसे बिगेस्ट कौन से हैं? राइट, वर्ल्ड नंबर फर्स्ट कैटेगरी by number of stations, by number of metro stations, we are talking about only metro. By number of metro stations, dash New York Metro 472 stations. 472 stations. Next, by number of passengers, by number of daily passengers, dash Tokyo. So the busiest is Tokyo Metro, dash 8.7 million, 87 lakh per day. Beat that. 87 lakh people travel by metro in Tokyo. Next, last one. By route length. So India's Delhi 348, route length dash Beijing dash 700 kilometers 700 it is exactly 699.3 that's right, take it 700. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, good question there. Following a rise in the number of regional visitors that created concerns over the conservation of its ecosystem, which country recently introduced a sustainable development fee? Bhutan said, oh, these guys are coming in droves, they are putting a lot of pressure on natural resources here, so we should try and have, we should get more out of them. Not as a penalty, but yes, people should pay for, people should pay for their upkeep of whatever. So, Bhutan, and in the previous session we discussed the king and all that stuff, Bhutan. Myanmar we know, Nepal we know about all these places, and anything else extra that you would want, you should be knowing? No, not really. I think we've been discussing this question, these places for long now. So let's discuss something other than this, which will give us more. Which country has recently formally notified the UN its withdrawal from the UNHRC in the UNHRC resolution for investigating alleged war crimes? Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka said, how can you investigate? I mean, what were they investigating? They were investigating Sri Lanka's war against the terrorist organization LTTE. LTTE is the Liberation Tigers for Tamil Eelam. Liberation Tigers for Tamil Eelam. Eelam is homeland. For long, these guys, they have been fighting for a separate homeland in northern Sri Lanka, with Jaffna as the hub. So, fed up of lots of terrorist violence carried out by the LTT. In fact, they killed two Sri Lankan presidents and prime minister. They killed the former prime minister of India also, Rajiv Gandhi. They launched an all-out war in 2008, and in 2008 they cleaned up LTT, cleaned it up. Yeah, there is no LTT there. So the US and all these countries say, no, we should ensure that Sri Lanka is punished for what it did, in those war times. So Sri Lanka said, it is a sovereign matter. You are no one to poke your nose in our affairs. So Sri Lanka has withdrawn from that. Okay, and we know a lot about Sri Lanka, but I think Myanmar we know, Israel we have been discussing, Syria we have discussed, Turkey, एक लाइन लीजिए, President of Turkey, dash Recep 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 Erdogan Erdogan. So this is about the Sri Lankan war against the LTT. Okay. Who has recently been appointed the brand ambassador of IDFC First Bank? Amitabh Bachchan. Yeah, it's there. IDFC First Bank. IDFC First Bank is a merger between IDFC Limited and Capital First. So Amitabh Bachchan, anyway, is a brand ambassador. This is a pretty ordinary question. Oh, in the Gender Social Norms Index Report 2020, which country has topped the list of countries of people holding most prejudiced views against women? That women should not be considered equal to men, that women are way below men, that women should not be given access to education, that women are... I've read this report and I've read the views of the Pakistanis. 99.3% of Pakistanis don't have a good view of women. They say that women are below men. They are below men on every parameter. That's absolute stupidity. I don't know how can people say that. Yeah, well, unfortunately, but that's the case, my friends. That's a case. Some other day, I'll tell you a story of Pakistan. It has extraordinarily great amount of violence against women. they honor killings are normal. If a woman goes against जैसे कि इंडिया में होती है खाप पंचायत में ऑनर किलिंग बोलते हैं, जैसे कि a woman marries a person of her choice, or a man marries, especially a woman marries a person of her choice who could be out of her, not related to her community, her village, her caste, whatever. She could be killed by her family, basically. But honor, there is no honor killing loved ones. But then, that's the way the world is. Afghanistan's president is Ashraf Ghani. जिम्बाब्वे प्रेसिडेंट, हाँ ये लिखते हैं आप, चलिए बहुत दिन हो गए इनके बारे में बात करें. जिम्बाब्वे एमरसन, EMMERSON, I repeat, EMMERSON, एमरसन. मंगांगवा, MNANGAGWA, MNANGAGWA. Mnangagwa is the current president of Zimbabwe. K.K. Venugopal is the current Attorney General of India. Okay, we know this. First Law Officer of India, Attorney General of India. What about the Chief Justice of India? Sharad Arvind Bobde. Sharad Arvind Bobde, B-O-B-D-E, Bobde. Sharad Arvind Bobde. Chief Information Commissioner of India. Who is the Chief Information Commissioner of India? Recent appointed. Bimal Julka. Right. Bimal, B-I-M-A-L. B-I-M-A-L. Bimal Julka, J-U-L-K. So Chief Information Commissioner of India is Bimal Julka. Next, Chief Election Commissioner of India is Sunil Arora. Sunil Arora. Chief Vigilance Commissioner of India is Sanjay Kothari. Sanjay Kothari. Okay. Which has become the first international airline to launch a 10-minute coronavirus blood test for its passengers? Emirates, which is from the UAE, United Arab Emirates. Qantas is from Australia. In fact, you see this Qantas, Q stands for Queensland. A and NT, Northern Territory. What is it? Queensland and Northern Territory Aerial Services. अभी ये पूरा नाम नहीं है, एक ज़माने में था, अभी नहीं है. Cathay Pacific is from Hong Kong. Is from Hong Kong. Cathay means China. Cathay means China. It's a old name of China. So now people are scared of coronavirus. Who the following persons have won the 13th International Prize for Arabic Fiction for his work, The Spartan Code? There's nothing to discuss in this question. I went through the entire thing. Abdul Wahab SUE is from Algeria. What is it? Algeria. He's from Algeria, which is in northern Africa, next to Tunisia. Libya के पास में है Algeria. ALGERIA. Choice to Algeria के पास में. I could have, okay, एक काम करते हैं. जो choice 1 है सईद खतीबी. इनकी किताब के बारे में लिखते हैं. Please write सईद खतीबी. Firewood, F-I-R-E-W-O-O-D, firewood of, I will spell the word now first, then I will pronounce it, okay? Firewood of, S-A-R-A-J-E-V-O, Sarajevo. J is silent. S-A-R-A-J-E-V-O, Sarajevo. It's in Serbia. Bosnia, Serbia, Herzegovina, that area. Massive war happened here. Okay. Which city will host the 4th Asian Paralympic Games in 2022? Hangs of China, we know this. In fact, 2022 Asian Games जहाँ होंगे वहीं पे पैरा ओलंपिक्स होते हैं. You know, Asian Games also will, in 2022 Asian Games will happen in Hangzhou, China. Hangzhou, China. Okay, I think we discussed this in the past also. Remember, wherever the Asian Games happen, the Paralympic Games also, Para-Asian Games also happen there. Next. Is this? Yeah. Which ministry has proposed to establish the National Institute of Values as a regulatory body for the valuation profession on the lines of the ICAI, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, because valuation is related to companies. Okay, corporate affairs. This is Nirmala Sitharaman, Corporate Affairs Ministry. Okay, I think yesterday we discussed ministers, no? Yes. So 2 and 3, same minister. 5th is Amit Shah, Home Affairs. Amit Shah. 4th is Commerce and Industries, Piyush Goyal. Piyush Goyal. Choice 1, HRD is Ramesh Pokhriyal. Pokhriyal, Pokhriyal. Nishank, Nishank. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank. Next. In order to keep animals safe from contracting the coronavirus, the Jim Corbett National Park has built India's first quarantine facility for animals. The park is in Uttarakhand. It was India's first national park, you got right. India's Jim Corbett National Park, Uttarakhand, India's first national park. India's first national park. India's first national park. Okay. Want to know about the parks in all these places? Assam likhiye, Manas National Park, Assam. Manas, M-A-N-A-S, Manas. Himachal Pradesh, Inderkilla. 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 Mizoram, Murlen, Murlen. Murlen. Last one, Haryana. Kalesar, Kalesar. Kalesar, Kalesar. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, my friends. You've been very patient. In fact, we spent 1.5 hours today. Okay, I'm sure you learned a lot of good things, especially about the credit rating things and everything. I wrote 2-3 points here, which I did not, I shared only one of these 3 points, but it's not related to it actually. These 2 points, the other 2 points. In any case, guys, I'm sure you would have learned a little more than usual today. Share your feedback on all the sessions. What are those good things? What are not so good things? What is it that you would want me to focus? So we at time will take care of all those things. Please share your feedback. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Stay curious.